What is going on, Herd? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we are going to be returning back to the Desert Rally series here. It's the one we told you was coming up, the Retinue Mark II. And yes, this is the drift build, so if you did not go check out the Desert Drift, the episode on that, go check the damn episode out. Let's hop in this thing. We're going to switch it up, as we said earlier. Well, yeah, I told you in that video, told you in the last video of the Desert Rally. We're about to switch this thing up. If you didn't think we were going to switch it up, I don't know what's wrong with you, but hey, let's get this thing to it. We're Camber Gang right now. We're not about to be Camber Gang for long. Armor and brakes, I'm not going to do it, but you should do it on a rally build. You should. I'm going to leave it alone. Just like I did for the drift build, I'm going to leave that stuff alone. We already have the performance upgrades. We're just going to go back to the stock hood for the rally build. Suspension is the big thing I think we're going to need. Respray, just for the sake of having a different color vehicle, let's do her. That's what we're going with. When's the last time you seen a car painted this color, alright? When? A few different roll cages, a few of them. I am going to throw a spoiler on this thing just to give us a little added traction. Doesn't look like there's many decent spoilers. So we're going to go basic with it. Suspension, yeah, we're going to come up with a suspension. I don't know if that's necessary. So I'm going to go down with a... I'm going to go with a street suspension on this build. Trans, already got it. Yep. Good. Wheel type, I think I'm going to go with the tuner wheel type. This car reminds me of a car in the past, in some video game in the past. It was a rally build vehicle. I think it was on like the first Xbox original game I ever played, actually. I should look up what that is. So now I'm really curious to see if this thing drifts in the same manner. And it doesn't. It doesn't. Alright, now we're talking. Oh, it's raining. God damn it. Thankfully, this is not drifting, so rain will do nothing but make it worse for us, but also, unthankfully, and to our contrary, we need a good dry surface. We need the control point to give this thing its full grade. So we'll do about a lap or two. We'll see if this rain is going to give up, and we'll go from there. Alright, already the steering's very weird. Pretty responsive, though. Very planted vehicle. Doesn't have a lot of tippiness. Well, let's figure that out as we move forward here, but feels like it's very planted. Just my initial instincts here, my initial reaction. Steering is actually very good on this vehicle. I like it. Kind of trying to pay attention to some of the off-road handling too as well. Not a lot of off-road on this one. Kind of a mixture in between though. It's a nice track. Yeah, this is a good car, guys. This is actually a really good car. We don't even have upgraded brakes on this car, so I can only imagine if you have the upgraded brakes, this thing has got to be damn good. Brakes are pretty dang good on this thing for being stock. Initial reaction, though, this is a good car. It's definitely giving the Kuruma a run for its money at the top, that's for sure. Alright, get out of your drift mode. What are you doing drift mode? You're rallying here, Black Sheep. I thought I was caught in the middle of a glitch, but really I wasn't. I think I just loaded that one track up to be a rain track. So I kept reloading, and it would be raining, and then I went into free mode, and it was not raining, but everything was wet. So what the heck's with this? And I reloaded up. Okay, everything's wet. Rain's over. Raining again. Downpour. Torrential. Okay, apparently it has to be a rain one. Just speaking straightforward, obviously this is not in the sports class. This is being tested because, well, it's a newer vehicle. The Retinue Mark II is a sports classic vehicle, so you won't be able to race it against the sports class that we have previously been able to test. But this isn't limited to one class. This is a desert rally. Oh my goodness, we got our first. Okay. It's all based on the three aspects we test: the handling, speed, and then cost. How does the cost based on it all? I need to get one more good lap in here to really get a feel, but this car is good. I like this car. Damn it. That's why I will not spend all my time doing a hot lap, because I will make a mistake. My tracks aren't a half a mile long, okay? They're like 2, 3, 4, or 5 miles long, each of them. So to get the perfect lap in and to get a consistent lap and show you performance based on a lap time, I don't really view that as an accurate statement. I have to be able to show you guys my opinion based on how it handles, how it goes with speed, off-road, on-road for both, and then the cost based on that, and how it scored prior in the other two categories. Well, handling, steering line, all that basic stuff, all in the same controllability. This car is really, really good. I mean, there's very little I can even see right now that I can hit it on. I feel like there's a lot of aspects that come into play when it comes into controllability. All of them kind of being in the same category, of course, and all relating to each other, but all very different. The steering is on point. The car is very planted. It really does not have the tippiness like the Kuruma has. Off-road, I haven't really figured out how quick it is, but it feels like it's very quick. Feels like it's just the same as the Kuruma, really. Not a whole lot of slowing down. Flying right through it. Of course, that goes more into speed than anything, but I'm just saying the car is what you want it to do if you practice a little bit. And I didn't practice at all before this episode. I actually recorded the Kuruma episode, and then I went to work for 9 hours, and then I came back home, and I am recording this immediately after I get off work. As I said in the prior episode, I'm really hesitant to give anything a 10 out of 10, but in handling, this car is really, really good. And I don't even have the aftermarket brakes on this thing either. Oh, we're going to hit tires. We didn't, though. You can just be so aggressive with it. It's so forgiving. 10 out of 10. If I imagine a rally car in any class, how I want it to handle, this is how I want it to handle. Plain and simple. Speed, however. All right, so off-road, I think this is another 10 out of 10 off-road. On-road, I don't think it competes with some of the quickest, so I think it's kind of the same category. I believe this is a 9 out of 10 when it comes to speed. I'm not talking straight line speed. I'm not talking takeoff at a drag strip or on any type of straight line, anything. That's not what we're grading on. We're talking corner, we're talking hairpins, we're talking complete 90-degree turns. We're talking dirt, we're talking asphalt, we're talking cement, we're talking just grass in general. Whatever it is, this is all together. How is the speed on all of those aspects? And really, it's off-road where you're going to see a big differentiator in some of these rally class vehicles. 10 out of 10 on the handling. I don't feel any regret for giving it that. But on the speed, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. Moving into the cost. Now, the cost is where she's about to take a big hit. $1.6 million friggin' dollars, all right? $1.6 million. That is an expensive vehicle. Now, you have full price upgrades, turbo, transmission, engine tunes. You're going to have a full price spoiler, overpriced spoiler in my opinion. You have plenty of upgrades to do cosmetically if you want to do those. But when it comes down to it, it's the spoiler, the wheels, the suspension, and the vehicle itself. So, and of course the performance upgrades. All things collected, when it comes to the cost, you're looking at about a $2 million rally car. I almost said drift car, of course. That's what I'm used to saying. I'm programmed at this point in time. But rally car, $2 million for a rally car. And when you're looking at some of the heavy hitters, aside from the Kuruma, which is a dirt cheap vehicle to begin with, I mean, it's it's 95 grand, okay, stock. We're starting at 1.6 million. Some of the other high performers are in the 1 million to 1.456 million. I really don't think that that's an effective cost when it comes to rally vehicles, but hey, that's just my opinion. I'm gonna have to hit it a little bit, quite a bit actually. I'm only gonna give it a 7.5. The reason it does get a 7.5 is based on the other prior scoring aspects. So a 10, a 9, and a 7.5. So a 10 and a 9 is 19, 7.5 on top of 19 is 26.5. 26.5 is damn good. I feel like this thing should have outscored the Kuruma, which is, it's a little upsetting, but that's really why we have the multi-stage. So is this a worse car than the Kuruma? I wouldn't go that far to say it. Hard to beat the car that keeps up with speed and handles pretty similarly, minus a little bit of the tippiness, and costs, you know, 250 grand fully upgraded. Really tough there, guys.